sure it says I'm live, but I want to make sure I got that back up. Okay, indications are we are alive. Alive. We are alive, definitely. The indications are we are live from the stadium in Winter Haven, ready to get underway here in this 10th of 10 games for Franklin and Marshall. Their opponent today is Ripon from Ripon, Wisconsin. And here comes the first pitch. The called strike to the leadoff hitter for Ripon, number 5, Tyler Nelson. And that one also finds a mark at the bottom of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. On deck for Ripon is number 8, Michael Barnes. And there's a line drive through the 6 hole. Leadoff single for Ripon. Ripon. Sorry, new name for me. Still learning it. May take me a time or two, folks. And welcome, Wisconsin. And that pitch gets away from the catcher. And Nelson's going to motor down to second base. And right away, Ripon has a runner at second. I'll give you the defensive arrangement momentarily. That ball is fouled away off the bat of Barnes. Filling in the lineups as I go here. Number 22 on deck for Ripon. Nick Toronto. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the mound for Franklin Marshall is Kyle Roche. And receiving him behind the plate, number 13, Danny Blugis. Roach into the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Ball is fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains the count. Comebacker. Roach looks the runner back, throws to first. 1 down. Here comes Nick Toronto to the plate and bringing to the on-deck circle as soon as he takes a swing and shows me his number, 30-something. It's looking like a 32. Let me see, do they have a 32? May have to wait on that. If it is 32, it's Riley Erickson. But right now, Nick Toronto. And Roach steps off and looks the runner back. Roach checks the runner. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss. The runner goes, and he's going to be out. What? Oh. He's safe. He got in under the tag. Looked like Samuel had his foot down, and the runner's hand did not even get to the bag. I think the umpire was blocked out by that, but it is a stolen base, and Ripon has a runner at third, but the trainer is on the way out right now. Let's see if they have her name in the roster. No, just coaches. And Barnes, or not Barnes, but Nelson has not yet stood up. He's still kneeling down there with his left leg stretched out behind him. And one of the Ripon coaches is out there too. Not sure what's hurting. Yeah, look like they're going to have a pinch runner for Barnes. Looks like number 17's on his way in. 17. Ripon. Oh, I see a number. I don't see a name for number 17. Do you have that guy on your roster? Number 17, the pinch runner. He's not on this one. And he's Bart is still down. Doesn't look like he wants to stand up. Okay, I think that was a round of applause for getting up to his feet. F&M players are on the edge of the dugout watching. He's a brother in this sport, so things like this happen. Everybody knows this stuff comes on unexpected. It could happen to any of them. So, yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. They're holding his, looks like his left hand is wrapped in something that maybe Samuel stepped on his hand, or he jammed it trying to get into the bag. But young man looks like he's in a bit of pain. Yeah, grimacing. Oh, hate to see that early in the season. Hope he'll be all right. All right, we're ready to get back underway here. I think the pitch is one ball. Yes, ball is swung on and hit down the right field line. And here comes the throw. It's wide. And Franklin Marshall is going to be happy just to get the ball and stop it from rolling. And in the meantime, Nick Toronto comes all the way around to third. So ball in the right field. The throw from the right fielder got past the fielder covering second base, which allowed Nick Toronto to get all the way around to third base. And apparently Nelson was called out at third on that steal. Apparently they changed the call, so there are two down. And there is a base hit, and Ripon's going to get the run anyway, even though Nelson had been retired. So it's 1-0 Ripon here in the top of the first. And that was number 33, Joey Garza, who hit that single up the middle. And there's a ball through the hole on the right side. Ripon brought their bats today. Throw comes in from Can in right field. Ripon has runners at first and second with two down and one in. Cannot see the numbers on this next batter. 23. Number 23 is Keegan Johnston. No balls, one strike to Johnston. Swung on and fouled away. Counts 0-2. Dan Moreno playing first for Franklin Marshall. Here comes a pitch. Just a little outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnston. Justin Caveen at second. J.J. Freeman at short. Will Samuel at third. Comes a pitch. Breaking ball is fouled back. Matt Can in right. Number 5 in center, Kevin Lammers, and I just need to spot the left fielder. Looks like Kelsey Lonnie. I think I see a 1 on the jersey out there. A little far away. But here comes Roach's pitch. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. And 1 in. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's glove. And the inning comes to a close. But Ripon strikes first in the top of the first. Coming to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Ripon. Just a little bit of information for the Ripon listeners out there. Franklin Marshall, you've heard this before. This broadcast is coming via an iPhone hanging on a fence behind home plate. And that's why you're going to see some movement here. It's the rope fence. And so the wind's blowing a little bit here. Also, anytime a foul ball hits the screen, it's going to wiggle. So if you have seat belts on your Barca Lounger, go ahead and put those in place. And maybe a motion sickness pill could help. And it's a possibility that a foul ball will hit this camera and knock down the broadcast. I will attempt to bring it back if it does. That happened the other night once. I'm right in the line of fire here. My camera is, and the mount. So anyway, don't go away. If that happens, I will do my best to bring it back up. And also the reminder for, that's a reminder for both. For the listeners of both teams, we had a doubleheader the day before yesterday, and I didn't know that the broadcast had gone down in the 5th inning of the 7-inning game. It was the game was out of reach, and maybe that's why people didn't let anybody know that we had gone down. But please, if you have anybody here at the park, let them know if the broadcast is interrupted. They can let me know, and I'll see if I can get it up and running again. And the view is about the best I can do with with the equipment that I have here. You may see a cord in front of the screen. I know the corners of the outfield are cut off. But anyway, here we go. Bottom of the first. J.J. Freeman to the plate for Franklin Marshall, trailing 1-0 here. Takes a tailing curveball for a called strike. I mean, a tailing fastball, that was. Comes a pitch. Whoa! And that one finds the inside corner. 0-2 quickly on Freeman. Let's see who we have on the mound out there for Ripon. Need to see a number. And for the catcher as well. Try and get your battery information to you. Looks like number 13 on the mound. Next pitch popped high into left field. Left fielder drifts under it. Takes it into his glove. Gets it back to the shortstop, and there's one retired. So number 13 is, let me see here, Ripon, number 13, Cade Langer. Cade Langer. If I'm not pronouncing that name correctly, have someone come down from the stands and let me know. I'm happy to get that right. That pitch is way high to Danny Blugis, batting second. The Franklin Marshall backstop. Here comes Lanker's pitch. Two balls, no strikes to Blugis. On deck, Kelsey Lonnie, left fielder. There's a strike. Find some black. 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball's way high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Blugis. Ball hit hard to center field. Center fielder takes a few steps back, puts it away. 2 up, 2 down. Kelsey Lonnie to the plate. Number 19, Don DiLoretto to the on-deck circle. There's a strike called to Lonnie. And that one's low. A strike. A low strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Lonnie. Comes a pitch. Inside. 1-2. Comes a pitch. Too far inside again. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. Pop down into center field. Nobody's going to get that. The left fielder, center fielder, shortstop all converged equidistant from where that ball was going to drop, and no one knew who was going to take that when it drops in for a single for Lonnie. Center fielder's ball, probably. He's the captain out there in the outfield. He's got to tell the others to get out of the way. Comes the pitch. Strike up in the zone. Umpire appears to have a wide strike zone, north, south, east, and west today. Strike two, a DiLoretto with the runner, Lonnie, out there at first. Ball wide. 1-1. Get to see Lanker for the first time from the stretch. From the set. Eye on the runner. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by DiLoretto. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Half swing there. Wasn't what he was expecting and stopped the swing about halfway through. On deck, number 21, Dan Morano. Lanker checks the runner. Comes the pitch. That's up. 2-2. And here we are again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This time with the runner on at first base. Curveball just a bit wide, and Lanker has his first full count. Runner will be off on the pitch. First baseman not holding Lonnie on. Comes the pitch. Ball 4. And Franklin Marshall have a couple of runners out there for number 5 hitter, Dan Morano. First baseman not holding the runner on at first, of course. Lanker's attention shifts to the runner at second. Here comes the throw. That's tailing fastball, tails away from the corner of the plate. Umpire still said it looked like I got enough of it. I tell you, the strike zone is wide. It'll be interesting to hear, if I get to hear the perspective of the players. I'm down here at eye level, pretty much right behind the umpire. I can see a lot, but then as it gets closer to the plate, I get blocked out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eye level, ground level, I should say. Comes the pitch. Looked good. Fouled off by Morano to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will Samuel on deck. Lanker checks the runner. Lanker, here comes the pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Morano staying alive. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Foul off again. Time's called by the hitter. Lonnie out there at second. DiLoretto on first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first, Ripon with a 1-0 lead. Lanker is set. Checks the runner once more. Once more. Here comes the pitch. And foul off in the same place. 3 straight foul balls. I don't know if you can hear them hitting the roof up there. Pretty much all in the same spot. Here it comes. Hit through the hole on the right side. That may pick up a run. The right field is charging. Here comes the throw. He's going into the cutoff man. And DiLoretto motors all the way around to third base. Franklin Marshall's tied the game here in the bottom of the first on a hard hit single through the hole on the right side by Dan Morano. Brings up Will Samuel, who has been on fire during this tournament. Go ahead, run down there at third base. Here comes the pitch. It's up to Samuel. Runners at first and third now. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ball fouled off and up to the left, off the roof again. Strike 3. Samuel down on strikes. But Franklin and Marshall strikes back. Picks up a run. The game is tied after 1. Roach back to the mound. Blue Jays behind the plate. Their first order of business is number 2, Jacob Pankratz. And he's quickly in the hole after a called strike and fouling one back off the net. You may have seen that movement I was telling you would come when the balls come back here. 0-2. Here comes Roach's pitch. Curve ball hit foul past the third baseman. And hit through the hole on the left side. Lead off single again. Brings up number 18, Nathan Burke. Burke shows bunt, offers, and misses that pitch that was very low. 0-1. On deck, number 4, Cam Zimmerman. Roach checks the runner. Tries to bunt again. Umpire says that Burke offered at that second bunt attempt. That one was up and in. He had his bat out, but he was handcuffed and couldn't pull it back. Shows bunt again with 2 strikes and hits it foul. Oh, I stand corrected. Looks like they called that a ball. Changed it up there on the scoreboard. So now we're at strike 2 as Burke's next attempt went foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scoreboard had it 0-2 for a second, then 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we assume Burke will be swinging away here. And runner goes, ball's hit to the right side. Morano fields it, steps on the bag, and the runner moves up to second base on the 3 unassisted put out. Cam Zimmerman. I'll try and match these names and numbers to positions when Ripon takes the field. Runner at first, 1 down. First pitch is inside to Zimmerman. Roach turns around to throw. Nobody's at the bag. He just threw a 1-hopper to the shortstop Freeman, who is in his normal position. That was an odd play. Had not seen that before. Throw down to second, and he's in there. 2 balls, no strikes to Zimmerman. And the Ripon bench chirping a little bit at Roach after that unusual play there. Comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck, let's see, who do we have here? Can't quite see the numbers. The number 9 hitter. Here comes Roach's pitch. Ooh, cuts across the corner of the plate, evens the count 2-2. Roach checks the runner. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Roach. And here's that number 17 again. I have no idea who that is. I'll see if I can find out later. Maybe a late addition to the roster. I could speculate for minutes, but I won't. I'll find out in between innings. Here comes a pitch. Swung on a miss by number 17. 0-1. Oh. Actually, 17. Well. Strike 3 call on 17. I'm not sure where to put him in the order here. My book's a little out of order. I'm going to go see if I can find out who that is. Be right back.
Actually, here, I can tell you. Yeah, 10 batters, so that was the leadoff. No, this guy struck out. This guy struck out, and then 17 batted for 5. He struck out. The hair off something, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'll come with you.
And the first pitch is inside to Matt Cain. Ground ball hits foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cain. Can, sorry. Linger into the wind. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by Can. Ball just outside. Ball is hit high, sky high into right field. Right fielder camps under it and brings it in for the first down of the inning. So a little bit of information on that number 17 for Ripon. Number 17 is Andrew Betcher. He replaced Tyler Nelson, who I found out had his hand stepped on by Will Samuel in that play. They said he has a pretty deep gash in his hand, so it's a good thing that Ripon has a trainer with him. I'm sure he's being taken well care of over there. brings up the Franklin and Marshall second baseman, Justin Kaveen. Takes the strike called. Lanker into the wind. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball a little high and away. 1-1. Finds the outside corner. Yes, that zone is wide. 1 ball, 3 strikes. That is an advantage to the pitchers, I tell you. Could be a low-scoring game, so long as they can hit those spots. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's low. Count is full to Kaveen. Batting here in the bottom of the second of a 1-1 tie with 1 out, nobody on base. Kevin Lammers on deck in the 9-hole. And Kaveen asks for timeout. It is granted. And he's back in, ready to go. Peeking over his glove, he has the signal. And here comes the pitch from Lanker. Ball 4. After a doubleheader yesterday, a pair of 7-inning games, the Diplomats are back to the regular 9-inning format. And Mr. Lanker is already 42 pitches into his afternoon here in the bottom of the second with just 1 out. Ball hit high in the right field. Right fielder takes a few steps back and to his left. Makes a catch for the putout. Kaveen retreats to the bag, and J.J. Freeman approaches the plate. Two down runner at first. Freeman with a handful of hits yesterday, those 2 doubleheaders. And there's a ball hit to right field, and the right fielder is going to close on it and bring it in to end the inning. And the Diplomats strand 1 runner, and the second inning is in the books. Heading to the top of the third here, a 1-1 tie. Okay, here we go. Michael Barnes in the top of the third. Takes a strike. And another 0-2 to Barnes. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hits him. Coach Luke arguing that the hitter Barnes was not even in the batter's box. It was too far inside. Brings up Nick Toronto. Takes a strike. That one's inside, 101. Roach checks the runner. Here comes the pitch. Foul back, gonna give you a little movement there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball hit to center field. Center fielder under it. Makes a catch. Gets it in. 1 down. Number 33, Joey Garza. Garza singled up the middle in that barrage in the first inning. 3 of the first 4 hitters singled, leading to the first run for Ripon. First pitch to him this time is a ball. Ground ball, double play ground ball. Up! Takes a bad hop. Gets over the shortstop's shoulder and into center field, and Ripon has runners at first and third with 1 down. Tailor-made ground ball. Not much that Freeman could do with that ball. He was down, waiting on it, glove right there. We're ready to go. It hit something out there, jumped right over his shoulder. .32, Riley Erickson was the final out of the first inning. Takes the ball low. That's a single, right? A single, not an error. Really? There's a strike. 101. Foul away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. away 2-2. Swung on and fouled. Still 2-2. Still thinking about that ground ball out to Freeman. That's probably going to go in as an error, but you have to have the reflexes of a dragonfly to pick that thing up right in front of him before it hopped over his shoulder. Be curious to see what the official determination is. Comes the pitch. Swung on, hit to center field. Lammer's on his horse, but he's there. He's going to get it. And the run will score. Just going to try and keep the runner at first. And on the sac fly by Erickson, Ripon retakes the lead, 2-1. Second out of the inning, runner at first. Keegan Johnson to the plate. And Jacob Pankratz into the on-deck circle, and Johnston swings and misses. No balls, one strike. Oh, and 2. Comes the pitch. Swung on a miss, and the inning's over. Ripon picks up another run. And they have a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the third. And the first pitch to Blue just here in the bottom of the third is wide. second one is called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the umpire is consistent with that strike zone, so everybody knows what they're working with. Comes the pitch. Fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Diplomat catcher. Curveball high from Lanker. Count is full to the leadoff hitter. Comes a pitch. Swung on, hit straight up the middle on a rope. Base hit. Kelsey Lonnie had one of those back in the first. Past the shortstop. That one's up and away to the left-handed hitter. 1 ball, no strikes. There's another one up and away. Pretty much the same spot. 2 balls, no strikes to Kelsey Lonnie. Inside, 3-0. Sitting on a fastball. Will they let him swing away? He looks ready. Here comes Lanker's pitch. We'll never know because it's ball 4. And going to have a visit from a member of the coaching staff out here to talk with Lanker. That's his 54th pitch here, and we don't have any outs yet in the bottom of the 3rd. Coach has his hand on Lanker's shoulder. Whole infield is there, talking it over. A little bit of pick-me-up maybe. Coach Horning returns to his duties. Sign language to his fielders and hitter. Probably been grooming the field out there too. I hadn't noticed this time, but it's pretty much a full-time activity of his, along with his other focus. And DiLoretto takes a strike. Showing bunt. Nice one down the 3rd base line. They're going to get that. Can't pick it up, and he's going to be safe. Base is going to be loaded with Diplomats. Nobody out. It would have been close had the pitcher been able to field it. His hand touched it and the ball fell away. Don't know if he even picked it up, but he knew at that point it was over. Bases loaded now. Dan Moreno hit that RBI single back in the first to tie the game. So he's seen Lanker and likes what he's seen. And he's up to his old tricks again, hitting those foul balls back off to the left. And we got some action in the Ripon bullpen now. Also in the Franklin Marshall bullpen. Here comes a pitch. Oh! Looked like he wanted that when he got under it and fouled it off to the left again. 0-2 on the big number 5 hitter. Comes a pitch. That one's away. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's a right-hander in the Diplomats bullpen. Cannot tell who that is. Ooh, looks like 22. I'll find out who that is in a moment. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball, double play ground ball under the shortstop's glove. It's going to pick up one. Everybody moves up. The ball did not get through. It hit his glove, maybe his back foot, and popped straight up. He didn't know where it was. The second baseman picked it up. Run scores, game tied. Bases still loaded with nobody out for the dangerous Will Samuel. That was, as they say, the tailor-made double play ground ball. Samuel struck out his first time up. He's had a good look at Lanker now, though. Comes a pitch. He leans back, but it was a good pitch. It was a fastball up in the zone at the top of it. 0-1. Lanker from the stretch. Here comes a pitch. That ball is hit high on the right side. Looks like it's going to stay in play. First baseman with his back to the field, and Lonnie fakes a run home, but he does not. He holds, and there's one down now. Matt Can to the plate to see if he can get some more across. Got a couple of chances here with Can and then Kaveen. So long as the Diplomats can stay away from the double play, which is exactly what Ripon is looking for. Comes a pitch. Ground ball. There it is. Coming home from the first baseman, and that's all they're going to get. On the 3-2 fielder's choice. It's up to Kaveen now to keep this inning alive. Ball gets away, does not get away, is caught by the catcher, almost got away from him. 1-0. Comes a pitch, shows bunt. Oh, beauty! They're going to get it in time. Safe! Pulled him off the bag. Runner scores. Surprise bunt. Franklin Marshall picks up another run, takes the lead 3-2. Great bunt by Kaveen. Ball foul at the plate by Kevin Lammers, 0-1. Swing and a miss by Lammers. 0-2. Bases still loaded. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the inning comes to a close, but Franklin Marshall crawls back on top, 3-2. .30-pitch inning for Lanker. He's up at 74. And new pitcher for Franklin and Marshall, number 22, Ryan DeWalt. Tough, man. That error on JJ.
Yeah.
You gotta have reflexes of like a dragonfly to catch that. You try to catch that.
Yep.
Bummer. Works okay for Kyle's ERA though.
Yeah, that's right. We're pitchers, so.
I shouldn't listen to you guys. All right, here we go. Number 2, Jacob Pankratz to the plate. He'll be the first hitter that DeWalt will face. Here comes the first pitch. Up and in. 1-0. Strike. 1-1. That one's upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike to Pankratz. Foul at the plate, rolls out to the pitcher. Umpire lets everybody know that ball is foul. 2-2. Oh, that may have taken a bite out of Blue Jays because umpire's taken a slow walk to the mound. Blue just stretching out his arms. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Comes a pitch. Curveball. In on his hands. Hits his foul on a play. Pankratz wanted to take a hack at that. Good thing he held up. Wouldn't have been able to make contact with it. Not meaningful contact anyway. Oh, that one got away from DeWalt, and he's going to give a free pass to the first batter he sees. Brings up number 18, Cam Burke. Strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Line drive. Almost takes out Coach Horning down there. 0-2 to Burke. Toss over to get the runner back. Action in the Diplomats bullpen. Ball is wide, 1-2. It looks like number 19, which would be Don DiLoretto, but don't write that in your book yet. Comes a pitch. Oh, breaking ball. Oh, that looked good. Umpire said it was too high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got a couple of umpires up in the stands here reminding Blue down there that he's been calling that a strike all day long. And the throw over handcuffs the first baseman. The runner's going to try and get all the way to third, and he's probably going to make it. Yep. I think the pitcher may have picked off Morano, or it could have just been on the other side of the runner, and Morano didn't have a chance to get his glove on it. Runner third, tying run at third, nobody down. Ground ball out to short, checks the runner, throws across the diamond, gets him. 1 down. Number 4, Cam Zimmerman to the plate. Show bunt. It's in the air. Pitcher's going to get it, and the runner retreats to the bag. Freeman covering the bag while Samuel was charging. Hit a little too high in the air for the Diplomats to get the double play, but we'll take the out. Pop out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. Coming back to the top of the order, number 17, Andrew Betcher. Two down, runner at third. Here comes a pitch. Ooh, you saw the umpire flinch. He wanted to pull a trigger on that, but he held back, called it a ball, which it was. Just tells you he's trying to keep the parameters of his strike zone in focus. Here comes a pitch, and that ball's hit to center field. Lammer's on his horse, and oh, the collision! That was a center fielder's ball. They're apparently not talking out there. It looked like Lammers had it in his glove, and Lonnie got clotheslined, went down hard with no after effects. They're both walking back to their positions, talking it over now. And that's going to plate the tying run. And bring Barnes to the plate. Take a called strike. Ball's inside to Barnes, 1-1. Comes a pitch. Hit foul. Dribbled down the third base line, picked up by Coach Horning. Throws a knuckleball back to DeWalt. DeWalt asks for a new horsehide. He gets it. And we're ready to go again. 2 outs, runner at second. Ball's up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Comes the Walt's pitch. Inside, count is full. Comes a pitch. Inside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning for DeWalt, and number 22, Nick Toronto, coming to the plate. A single and a fly out to center field. His 2 trips to the plate today. Inside corner, call for a strike. .340 down the lines, 380s in the alley, about 410 to center field here. The benches of the park. Takes a pretty good poke to get it down. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be another one inside. Barnes kind of steps into them to make it look like they're more inside than they are, but umpire's already got that zone established for himself and does not fall for any of those decoys. Oh, and 2. Comes a pitch. Oh, breaking ball stays up. 1 and 2. Ground ball out to second. Kaveen takes it, flips it to Freeman. Inning over. On the miscommunication out there between the left fielder and the center fielder, the Ripon team is going to take advantage, and they will tie the game at 3, coming to the bottom of the 4th, all tied up. First pitch to Freeman from Lanker here in the bottom of the fourth is up and in. That one's popped high on the left side. Third baseman going to have a play. He's running over towards the dugout, and he jumps. Could not get it. When you get that close to the wall, the navigation goes haywire, and couldn't get a glove on it. Hit the top of the wall down there and bounced back toward the field. No balls, one strike to Freeman. That one's low. Ball's hit in the left field, and the left fielder's gonna track it down. Nice catch running away. The left-hander reaches up, backhands the ball in the air. Danny Blues to the plate, led off the third with a single, came around to score. The first of two in that inning. Comes the pitch. Curveball up and away. The 10th game in 8 days today, this is, for the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. They are 7-2. Ball low and away. Add that to the 3-0 record before getting here. Having a nice start to the season. Here comes a pitch. That one's a little high. 2-0. So 10-2 on the year so far. Strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. A ball that was up evens the count at 2-2. Ball, well, apparently I had the count wrong because that's ball 4. And the second hitter of the inning here has a free pass. Brings up left fielder Kelsey Lonnie. Swing and a miss. I just caught the end of Lanker's motion there. It looked like he changed up his delivery angle, which could have confused Lonnie. Let me look again here. Nope. Fouled off to the on-deck hitter, DiLoretto. 0-2 to Lonnie with Danny Bluegis down there on first base in this 3-3 tie in the bottom of the fourth. Way high. That one's low. Count is 2-2. Ripon has a lefty wearing his jacket down there in the bullpen. He's standing on the mound doing some preliminary warm-ups. And Franklin and Marshall has 3 pitchers standing down there in the bullpen watching, waiting to get their call. There's a ball poked into center field. Who's going to get it? And the center fielder gets there in time. Blue just retreats to the bag, and there are 2 down. Don DiLoretto to the plate. Single and a walk, and a run scored. His single last inning, the third, was a perfectly placed bunt. Toss over to get the runner back. Blue just needed to use his arms to get back to the bag there and help him a little bit. Lanker caught him by surprise. Back to his lead. Check of the runner. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Nice having a scoreboard back out there to confirm with. Comes a pitch. Swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup, and looked like they had Blue just picked. Umpire did not see it that way and calls him safe. Good throw down by the Ripon backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike to DiLoretto. Comes a pitch. Up and away. 2-1. Swung on and fouled, even to count at 2s. Ball 3. Lanker up around 92 pitches. Breaking ball. Changeup is high. Franklin Marshall has runners at first and second with 2 down. Brings Dan Morano to the plate. Been on both times. RBI single back in the first and hit a ball that ate up the shortstop in the third, driving in another run. Comes a pitch. Ball's away. Low and away. 2-0. Morano digs in. Lanker checks the runner at second. Here comes the pitch. Ball hit hard, and nobody's going to get that. It's going to pick up at least 1. The runner at first is going to make it all the way to third. Morano's heading for second. Gets there standing. A 2-out single. Morano has the third run batted in today. Di Loretto motors around to third. Brings up Will Samuel. Leans back away from that pitch up and in. Up and away. Foul back. Two and one. In on the hands. Hit, that's going to get out of play. Yes. Onto the walkway and out of the back of the stadium. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs. Runners to second and third. Comes a pitch. In. Oh, no. There's that wide zone, and it claims another victim. Will Samuel caught looking. 3 outs, but Franklin Marshall scraps back on top, 4-3. Coming to the top of the fifth. And the left-hander coming in for Franklin and Marshall. Number 33. Jake Amarillo. I may be a little late getting back to the start of this inning, so you can watch it without me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, I'm back. And 33 throws a ball to 33. And 33 hits a ground ball to 33. And 33 underhands it to 21. The 1-3 put out. Joey Garza to Jake Amarello on the put out. And Riley Erickson to the plate. Two balls, no strikes to Erickson. Fouled off the plate. 2-1. So there was another. This is for the Ripon side here. I think I have things mixed up a little bit. Not mixed up. What I printed off for the Ripon College Athletics baseball roster had number 18 being Nathan Burke, and I've been commiserating with a scorekeeper from Ripon, and he says number 18 is ball popped high on the left side. Who's going to take it? Third baseman Will Samuel takes it in glove for the second out of the inning. Harriet, and I cannot. They may have changed uniform numbers or something. I see Harriet in here. He's number 30 on the paper that I have. Yeah. And the next batter is number 23, Keegan Johnston. So I'm not sure what to believe about what number 18's real name is. Maybe I'll have the opportunity to approach the dugout here between innings and straighten it up. So those of you back home, know where your family members are in this game. Ball that scoots past the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike to Johnson. That ball is wide. 3-1. Jacob Pankratz on deck. Base knock into right field. 2-out single off the bat of Johnston. So the bullpen presence down there for Franklin Marshall was 3, then was diminished to 2 as Amarello came in. Amarello from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Ball is up to Pankratz. And I still see Di Loretto down there, and I think Charlie Wright also. That pitch is fouled away. 1-1. Foul up and away. So number 18 is on deck. It's either Nathan Burke or Noah Harriet, yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pankratz. Here comes the pitch. Runner goes. Ball's way outside. Off balance throw. Not going to get him. stolen base. If that was a pitch out, it was a little too far. Outside and up to give Blue Jays a chance to get his footing before releasing that throw. Runner had a pretty good jump too. Ball is hit hard down the left field line, curving foul and towards the bullpen over the fence. One of the pitchers down there is going to go get it. DiLoretto throwing, warming up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. 4-3. Score. Curveball! Big looping curveball. Drops right across the heart of the plate. Caught him looking. And I may have time to find out who number 18 is before he comes to the plate. Be right back. Lankers Day is done, and Ripon has a new hurler on the mound. Big lefty number 54. Let's see who that is. Garrett Krasowski. Garrett Krasowski. And we have a pinch hitter for Matt Can. Number 44, Alex Miller here in the 5th. Here comes the pitch. Up and away to Miller. Low. 2 balls, no strikes. Up and away, ball 3. Justin Caveen on deck. Here comes the pitch. That finds the mark. 3-1. Outside, ball 4, leadoff walk. Caveen to the plate, Lammers on deck. hitter and the runner have their marching orders from third base coach, and Kaveen shows bunt. Comes the pitch. Back to the mound. Where are they going to go? First base. Throws into the runner, but the ball gets there in time for the first baseman to save his arm. Pull it back away from the speeding Kaveen. Sack bunt. Runner at second, one down. Kevin Lammers. Lefty facing a lefty here. Lammers 0 for 2 today. Flew out to right, struck out. J.J. Freeman on deck. Curveball drops in, and Lammers pokes it over the right side, and Lammers also stretches that into a double. Left fielder was far away from that, had to get on it in a hurry. Lammers saw that situation for the left fielder, took advantage of it, and legs on a double, an RBI double. And for the first time, we have a 2-run lead here in the game. 5-3 Diplomats. Runner at second, still nobody down. Back to the top of the order, J.J. Freeman, 0 for 3. 3 flyouts, 2 to left field, 1 to right. Waiting on the pitch, here it comes. And a ground ball to third. Lammers scoots, ground ball to first, I should say. And Lammers scoots over to third on the 3 unassisted. There are 2 down. Another runner out there, close to home for Franklin and Marshall. And catcher Danny Blugis is coming to the plate, seeing if he can pick him up. Nobody in the bullpen for Ripon. Ball's poked into center field. Looks like it's going to get down, and it does. Another run scores. Just down to the reach of the second baseman. A little too far away for the center fielder. A little fading flare into shallow center field. Franklin Marshall picks up another. RBI for Blugis. Kelsey Lonnie to the plate. Ball is up. Runner goes on a delayed steal. Delayed steal, and you could just hear the bark from the Ripon bench. That's why we're not lazy up the middle, and that's what happened. Blue just caught him sleeping, and the catcher knows what that looks like, so he took advantage, and he's down there on second with 2 outs in scoring position should Lonnie find something to poke through the hole here. Either of the holes. Here we go. Foul back here. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes on that. Pitch. Single into left. They're going to send the runner. Yes, they are. Uh-oh, good throw is going to get him. 1 hop, 2 hop, and dead on arrival. All right, here we go. Top 6. Noah Harriet to the plate. Takes a strike. Hits the ball high in the left field. Left fielder runs to his right, gets under it, and it drifts back into his left. Has to lean a little bit to pick it up. As Alex Miller out there in left field now. New pitcher, Don DiLoretto, as well. I'll peek around, see if I can notice any other changes. None on the infield or behind the plate, just a new pitcher. Miller is in left field. Lonnie looks like has moved over to right field. And I think Lammers is still in center. Comes DiLoretto's next pitch. It's the ball. Hit high on the right side, should stay in play. First baseman Morano giving it a look. Oh! Pops out of his glove right in front of the Redhawks bench. Instead of an out, it's a foul ball. It's a strike. Looks like a pinch hitter here for the Redhawks, number 15, Bryce Swick, taking over for Cam Zimmerman. Takes a strike called. He got some new life with that drop ball by Morano. Now he's in the hole, 0-2. Here comes a pitch from DiLoretto. Curveball, caught him looking. And heading back to the dugout, thinking about that, hoping he'll get another crack at DiLoretto or anybody. He should. It's just a 6th inning. We'll play 9 here today. Curveball, looking good. Drops in to Betcher. 0-1. Fastball foul down a play. Nothing but strikes so far from DiLoretto. Curveball, hit out to second base. Gavin picks it up, flips it over to first. 3 up, 3 down, quickly. Looked like about a 7-pitch inning thereabouts. Or 8-pitch inning maybe, but and no balls in it, just 3 strikes, or 8 strikes. Coming to the bottom of the 6th, Franklin Marshall with a 6-3 lead here over the Ripon Redhawks from Ripon, Wisconsin. The first pitch to the Franklin and Marshall new reliever, Don DiLoretto, is a strike. The second is a ball. The third is foul down a play for strike 2. Ground ball out to second. Toss across. One up, one down on the 4-3 put out. Dan Morano to the plate. Waits on the curveball, fouls it where else? Off and to the left. 0-1. Inside, handcuffs him, shortstop, pitcher takes it. Quickly, 2 down. Will Samuel to the plate with 2 down. A couple of strikeouts and a pop out to first. Looking to get back in the hit column here today. Takes a strike called. First time seeing the big lefty here. Hits that ball out to second. Eats it up. Flips it to the first baseman. Inning is over. As quickly in the bottom of the 6th as it was in the top, and we're moving on to the 7th here with Franklin Marshall on top 6-3. Don DiLoretto to Michael Barnes. Curveball. Carves down a front piece of the plate for a strike. 1-0 or 0-1. And comes back with a fastball. Barnes offers, cannot get solid contact and fouls it away. Advantage DiLoretto here. 0-2 on the batter. Here we go. End of the wind. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball. Reaches out and pokes it over the second baseman's head right in front of the right fielder. And good piece of hitting by Michael Barnes. Waited on that curveball, went down and got it. Stroked it in right for a base hit. Brings up number 22, Nick Toronto. Ball's fouled away. Check of the runner. Ball up and out of zone. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Toronto went after that fastball on the outside corner. Good catch up to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Michael Barnes down there at first. Short lead. DiLoretto checks him nonetheless. Here comes the pitch. And another one's going to go. Oh, no! Second baseman on a quick throw, and it's not going to be in time. Kaveen closed on that well. But could not get it. Coach Horning is out. Asked the field umpire to check with the home plate umpire. I'm going to make an assumption here that may have been some interference down there. Let's see what they talk about. Or maybe just a better look at the call. And they're going to conclude that the runner was indeed safe. So runners at first and second. Nobody down. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Joey Garza. So Kaveen got there in time, had to spin and make the throw. It pulled Morano off the bag, up the line. There was a little bit of contact. Anyway, let's back to the action at hand here. Here comes the pitch. Batter shows bunt, comes back to the pitcher, picks it up, looks at third, throws to first. Sacrifice bunt by Garza. Brings up Riley Erickson. Erickson had a single back in the first, a sacrifice himself in the third, popped out to third in the fifth. Here he is in the seventh with a couple of runs. Runners in scoring position. He's greeted by one of those curveballs of DiLoretto's that will lock you at the plate. Comes a pitch. What's he going to come back with this time? There it is again. Did not get enough of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Keegan Johnston in the on-deck circle. This is Riley Erickson. I think I said that. Comes a pitch from DiLoretto. Curveball. A soft one, too. I imagine Erickson's eyes lighting up at the sight of that thing floating in, but he couldn't put a bat on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here. Some big runs out there for the Red Hawks. Here comes the pitch. Fastball's fouled back. Going to give you a little more action on the screen. Still 1-2. DiLoretto is the third Diplomats pitcher in the game here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Stays up, floats past the tower, and drops in high into the catcher's glove. 2-2. Curveball swung on and missed. Two down. Going to be up to Keegan Johnston to get these runs across for the Red Hawks. Ball is hit high, deep. Lonnie on his horse, way back. That ball is gone. A 3-run home run is going to tie the game here in the top of the 7th. That was quite a bolt. That was well over 400 feet. And just like that, we're even. Curveball drops in low to Jacob Pankratz. Things are still a buzz over there on the Red Hawks side, both in the dugout and in the stands, as you can imagine, coming back from a 3-run deficit to tie it here in the 7th. We got a new ball game, 6-6, 9 hits apiece. Ball is low. It's now 3-0. To Pankratz. And someone else on deck besides Noah Harriet. There's a strike to Pankratz. 3-1. Number 20 is on deck. Nick Terrell is on deck there. That's a pinch hitter. And there's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pankratz. Ooh, in on the hands. Ball 4. Nick Terrell. Pinch hitting for Noah Harriet. Toss over to get Pankratz back. That one's hit back here at me. Come the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. Throw down. Going to be in time. Guns him down. Inning comes to a close, but the Ripon Redhawks are back in it. Coming to the bottom of the 7th, tied 6-6. Kozrowski back to the mound for another inning of work. Alex Miller due up. Yes, he has a bat and is coming out of the dugout. Justin Caveen scheduled to be after him, and Kevin Lammers after him. We'll take them as they come, though. We're getting into that part of the game where we may start to see some substitutions. Nope, here comes Caveen into the on-deck circle. If we get beyond these first three, 7, 8, 9 hitters to come back to the top of the order for J.J. Freeman. And here we go. Popped up on the infield. First baseman calling for it. And he takes it in hand. One up, one down. Caveen to the plate. Lammers on deck. Lights have been on here for the whole game. Overcast here in Florida. Gray skies. Makes me feel at home. I'm from Seattle, Washington. Curveball stays a little too high for both Caveen and the umpire. That one finds some real estate on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that finds a spot on the outside corner. Moving in and out there is Kozrowski. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down and in. Quickly, there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Kevin Lammers to the plate. J.J. Freeman to the on-deck circle. Lammers 1 for 3, had that RBI double back in the 5th. A soft hit just over the third baseman's head. Swings, hits the ball out to the second baseman, scoops it up, tosses across, and another really quick inning. Kozrowski is moving through his 2 innings of work really quickly here. That was a 5-pitch inning. The inning before was 8 pitches. 13 pitches for 2 innings. Top of the 8th, Ripon's going to bring Nick Terrell back to the plate. He was up when Pankratz was gunned down to end the 7th. And I see Brian Swick there taking some swings behind him. Then we'll move back to the top of the order. Should be Andrew Betcher, but we'll wait until we get there. Here we go. Ready for the top of the 8th and a 6-6 tie. 9 hits apiece. Scoreboard showing 1 error for Ripon and 3 for Franklin and Marshall. DiLoretto back to the mound for another inning of work. Here comes the first pitch. Bounces in. Short up there by Blujas. 1-0. And another one bounces in. There he finds his mark. 2 balls, 1 strike. Big sigh out there. Here comes the pitch. That one's away. 3-1. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Ball 4, leadoff walk. Toss over to get the runner back, and that was close. Hitter calls timeout. Hitter calls timeout after De Loretto gives several nodding checks of the runner at first. And he's doing it again. Runner has happy feet. De Loretto holding the ball for a long time. Who's going to flinch? Here comes the pitch. Batter shows bunt. Good bunt down the third base line. Throw across. Gets the runner. Sacrifice is successful. Five to 3. Terrell moves up to second base. We come to the top of the order. Andrew Betcher. Michael Barnes moves into the on-deck circle. Curveball stayed a little too far outside. 1-0. Comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Pick off. Ooh. To the right side of the bag. Had it been the left side of the bag, would have been a bit closer. 1-1. Breaking ball is up. Ground ball hit out to Kaveen. Nicely picked out there. Runner moves over to third on the 4-3 put out. the lead run is down there for the Ripon Redhawks. Coach Horning asked for a timeout, and he's on his way to the mound where the entire infield is convening. Going to talk over several possibilities here that Barnes could lay down a bunt, what kind of bunt it might be, and how they might want to cover it. Barnes is 1 for 2. Grounded back to the pitcher in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, and singled in the seventh, and scored on that 3-run home run by Keegan Johnston. Umpire writes in his little black book, noting the mound visit. And we're ready to go here. 2 outs, a runner at third. Top of the 8th and a 6-6 tie. Don DiLoretto's first pitch. A breaking ball to Michael Barnes. Called for a strike. DiLoretto had Barnes 0-2 in the 7th when he reached down and poked the curveball into right field for a base hit. What's DiLoretto going to give him this time at 0-1? Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Low, maybe out of the zone. 0-2. Here we are again. 0-2. 2 outs, runner at third. Here comes the pitch from DiLoretto. Ground ball, foul. Backhanded by Will Samuel down there, just missing the runner who was in foul territory. But the count is still 0-2. Comes a pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the outside. He went for that. It was way off the plate. And threat extinguished. Coming to the bottom of the 8th, still tied 6-6 here. We are, looks like we're looking at the top of the order here in the 8th. Freeman, Blugis, and Lonnie. Kozrowski back to the mound for the Red Hawks. Keegan Johnson over there at first base. Jacob Pankratz at third. Number 22, Nick Toronto at short. No, 22, Toronto's at second. Number 20, Nick Terrell is at short. Oh, the catcher's number 8. Michael Barnes. Cannot see the outfield numbers. Here we go. Bottom 8. J.J. Freeman. Soft curveball from Kozrowski. Cuts across the plate. Ends up outside, but good enough for a strike. Comes a pitch. Here's another one. And Freeman pops it into left field. Left fielder coming in, calling off the shortstop. Takes it. Danny Blugis to the plate. Fastball low in the zone, 0-1. Ball stroked into center field. Center fielder back. Back. He's not going to get over his head. Blue just rounded first on his way to second. Throws offline. He's going to go into second standing with a one-out double. I was about to say the Kozrowski here is an economizer here with his pitches. Threw 12 in his first inning of work, 8 in his second, and 5 in his third inning of work. Back there in the sevens, 25 pitches through those first 3 innings. His stuff looks good to hit, and the F&M hitters have been jumping on it early. There's a curveball for a strike. They've just been hitting them to people. That's the thing. Kelsey Lonnie at the plate and Don DiLoretto on deck. Runner at second. That ball is hit in left field. Left fielder closing on. Is he going to get there in time? He is not. It's a foul ball. Blugis is going to be. He's heading back to the plate with an 0-2 count. Ball outside, 1-2. Comes the pitch. Curveball hit out to shortstop. Runner's going to get to third. Throw across the diamond. In time to get Lonnie. 6-3 on the put out. 2 down. Blugis at third brings Don DiLoretto to the plate. Chance to help himself out here. Get something through or over the infield. And the Diplomats can get back on top here. This comes the pitch. Ball's up. 1-0. Dan Moreno on deck. Backdoor curveball, a little short. 2-0. First time. Comes the pitch. Fouled at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. First time DiLoretto faced Kozrowski, grounded out to second. Blugis over there on third base has a couple of hits off of Kozrowski. Back to DiLoretto. Here's a pitch. Curveball. Up. Count is 3-1. Setting on a fastball here. Low and away. Ball 4. Runners first and third, 2 down. Curveball misses. 1-0. Morano and then Will Samuel on deck. A couple of lefties here facing the lefty Kozrowski. Here it comes. Way off the mark. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. And that's it. That's going to do it. That's going to get the run in. DiLoretto moves down to second. Franklin Marshall back on top. 7-6 here, bottom 8. Runners first and second, 2 down. Clutch hitting by Dan Morano. Fourth runner to cross the plate today. Due to his batsmanship, Will Samuel. Comes a pitch. Curveball finds a mark. 0-1 to Samuel. After being toured through the first 9 games here, he's 0 for 4 today. Comes a pitch. Ground ball out to second. And 4-3 put down. But Franklin Marshall climbs back on top. There's been no one warming up in the bullpen. So you got to think DiLoretto is heading back out there to try and close this one out. He'll be facing Toronto, Garza, and Erickson if he does. Yep, here he comes. Knocking the dirt off his cleats on the wall in the dugout. Tightens his cap, steps across the third base line, and trots out towards the baseball. Yes. Throw down. Yep, Toronto taking the swings. Garza behind him there in the on-deck circle. And behind him, standing on the top step of the dugout with the bat, maybe Erickson, but we are ready to go here. Top 9, Franklin Marshall with a 1-run lead, 7-6. Nick Toronto. Open stance, here comes the pitch. Ball outside. Yes, I do see Erickson's number now, so those of you Red Hawks fans, you know the next 3 who are coming up. Here we go. Swung on and missed. Looked like he took something off of that. Was that a changeup or a fastball? Comes DiLoretto's next pitch. Curveball drops in, looks good. 1-2. Toronto hit a 1-2 pitch in the right field the last time he faced DiLoretto back in the 7th. Into the wine. Here comes the pitch. Curveball looked good, but stopped a little short. 2-2. Strike on the inside corner. Called by the umpire. 1 down. Good looking pitch. Brings up Joey Garza. Curveball. Not quite there. Big looping curveball. Umpire did not respond. Ball 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside. 2-0. Ground ball foul at the plate. Oh, I'm a little off on the count here, unless the scoreboard is. Well, the scoreboard says 1 and 2. What do you guys have for a count? 1-2 is the count. I might be writing them down in the wrong squares here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joey Garza. Ground ball out to second. Kaveen has it. Flips it to Morano. 1 out away from their 8th victory down here at Winter Haven. But they got to get through Riley Erickson here. Erickson 1 for 3. A sacrifice and a single. Ground ball, foul. Down the third base line. Looming on deck is Keegan Johnston, who hit that big home run back in the 7th off of DiLoretto to tie the game at 6. That would be an interesting matchup that I'd rather not see. Let's finish this off here against Erickson. Comes a pitch. Breaking ball. Bounces in. 1-1. Comes a pitch. Foul off the plate over towards the Diplomats' dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Redhawks down to their last strike. Keegan pacing in the on-deck circle, hoping to get another shot at DiLoretto. Into the wine, here it comes. Curveball popped up in the right field. Right fielder's under it, puts it away, and the Diplomats win today. 7-6 victory here in 9 innings over the Ripon Redhawks. Dan Morano knocking in the tying run, or the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. Don DiLoretto puts in a masterful performance, hanging on after giving up that big 3-run home run, gritting it out and shutting down the Redhawks the rest of the way. It's been a great 8 days here with you fans from the various teams, and especially from the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats teams. It's been nice meeting those of you I have. Hope to see some of you again. I will be leaving tomorrow, heading back home to Seattle. I'll be watching your games, the ones that are broadcast, and looking at the live scores and talking with Charlie. And you guys have a great start to the year here. Looking really good, and keep it up. Thanks for the opportunity. Go Dips. Roman out.